So you're invited to my free webinar, Got Tenants. Now, what is that about? All right, welcome back. So you're invited to my free webinar. It is called Got Tenants. So as you can guess, this is for you if you have tenants in Southern California, specifically San Diego. And the subtitle is what you must know about all the strict new landlord-tenant laws. And there are a bunch. Not only do I represent clients buying and selling rental property, I have rental property. It's so hard to keep track of all of these laws, all of these changes, how they're being followed. And so I invite you to this webinar. It is Wednesday, June 24th, 6 to 7 p.m. And we will help you avoid costly mistakes that landlords make. And these are mistakes that can cost you time, trouble. You might end up on the wrong end of a lawsuit. We don't want any of that to happen. So specifically, we're going to talk about the eviction moratorium and the ramifications of that, as well as when you are allowed to give a 30-day notice versus when you're required to give a 60-day notice. We'll talk about California's rent control law, and yes, we do have rent control, and there's a lot of confusion amongst people that I know, real estate agents, property managers, etc. So you'll learn about California's rent control law. And then here's one you may not even know about, San Diego's right to know law. And then just generally, when, why, and how can you evict a tenant? Not that you necessarily want to evict a tenant, but sometimes you got to do it. You're selling, you want to move in, there's a problem, they're not paying their rent, etc. So you'll find out when, where, and how. And then also COVID-19 tenant obligations. That's a very timely one. And kind of generally speaking, we're going to take a process that looks like this and make it look more like this. So I encourage you to bring your questions to the webinar. On the webinar, we will have attorney Shauna Welsh-Levin. And once again, it's called Got Tenants, and it's what to know about California's strict new landlord-tenant laws, and they are strict. Wednesday, June 24th. Now you're thinking, okay, I'm sold, I want to go in your free webinar, how do I get on there? So you go to Gary Kent Seminars in advance to reserve your seats. Believe it or not, and I used to think this was just something made up, but we do have a limited number of seats with our Zoom webinar software, so we can't fit 1 million people. So please register, reserve your seats, and I will see you there, even though of course I won't be able to see you, but we will encourage questions. All right, thanks so much, bye.